Hello and welcome to Papercrafting Playdate. My name is Robin Armbrecht at Really Robin Stamps, and I'm so glad you're here today to learn some things about making cards. Today is November 10th, 2023, and it is a beautiful sunny Friday afternoon here in central Illinois, and the leaves are falling. It's just gorgeous. If you are joining me live, thank you so much. Chat with me in the chat so that we can say hello to each other. And if you are watching this on the replay, I would still love for you to leave me a comment and let's chat about the projects. So today is episode 105 of Papercrafting Playdate, and we are going to work on a super easy card template that I feel like it's perfect for this time of year here where we're approaching holidays and we want to maybe just put some cards together really quickly with leftover pattern paper, or maybe you have some scraps laying around, or you just want a quick and easy card. So let's move right to the table and take care of business here. Say hello to your friends in the chat. I have some amazing cards to share with you that I have received in the mail, and so let's just take a second to enjoy these beautiful projects that you've made. This is from Stephanie in Florida, and she did a stack, cut, and shuffle with this beautiful All About Autumn paper. Look at her precious focal point there, that little slice of wood. This is so pretty, Stephanie. Absolutely love. I love this technique. I could do it just about every day and I wouldn't get bored. It's just so fun to stack those different pattern papers together. Love it. This is from my good friend Jill, and she made this Halloween card for me. This looks like a printed picture, Jill. You colored this so beautifully. And look, there's a little kitty cat peeking out of that birdhouse. He's so naughty. I love this stamp, and your coloring is just gorgeous. Thank you so much, Jill. And here's another Halloween card. Look how fun that is with the Them Bones Suite. This is from Sharon. Look at all this delightful ribbon that she colored to match her project and put behind there. So cute. I love the fun little hat too. Thank you, Sharon. This was a card I got from Stampin' Up! To congratulate me on some accomplishments in the past year. Isn't that pretty? Those beautiful colors together. Love that. And this is a birthday card, early birthday card I received from Sherry. Thank you so much, Sherry. I love it. Look at this amazingness. This is from Peg. And she created this incredible focal point cluster here with the decorative autumn masks. And look at her beautiful pieces of greenery she has there. Her amazing shading, the leaves. There's her little focal point base. You get 125% on this card, Peg. A++. So beautiful. I love everything about it. Add this ribbon as the little background too. It's delicious. Thank you so much. I love that card. This card is from Heather, sent overseas. She cut out some of these beautiful flowers from that online exclusive paper that I can't think of the name of, translucent something maybe. Put it on this beautiful dark background. It really made those flowers pop. So lovely. Just beautiful. Your focal point cluster is amazing too. Love your little greeneries and everything. Little ribbons sticking out. Oh my goodness. You guys are amazing. This came from a new, look how cute that is. It's for you. This is a new demonstrator friend. And she just created me one of these books. This was episode 103 of Papercrafting Playdate, where we made this little mini album. And she just made me a little book all about me with all these little positive affirmations in here. Barb, this is so amazing. You are so sweet. Barb also raises, that's probably not the right term, bees. She's a beekeeper. So she loves little bees. How cute is this? Oops, I forgot this little tag. I love these little books. Such an encourager. Amazing story with Barb is she is the sister of Sue, one of my other demonstrator friends, and she is the one that just passed away recently. And so Barb always supported Sue in her business, and she decided that she would sign up to be a demonstrator and help take care of Sue's customers and kind of carry on being the demonstrator for their family. So very, very, very sweet, Barb, and I'm so happy to have you be part of the Butterfly Friends. And look, she put a little snail here because her sister Sue was the Super Snails. That was the name of her group. So love it. Thank you so much. Last but not least, I got an amazing card from my friend Lynn in Australia. Hello, Lynn. Love you so much. And she sent me an early birthday card too. And she got this idea from the amazing Rachel Tessman. So you can get this fun little pop-up card idea if you search Rachel Tessman. I didn't grab the paper, so I forget what it's called. But isn't that so cool how that stands up like that? And then she put this cute little little bottle in there. Oh my goodness. So pretty. I just love it. Purple posy. I love this color. Thank you so much. You made it perfectly for me, didn't you? Thank you so much. All right. I could sit and look at those cards all day. I love them. All right, last bit of news here is new Hostess Code for November. And you are earning with your qualifying $50 or more order. And using the Hostess Code, you're earning a free wink of Stella. I'll try to use this today. Hey, Karen. Guess what? My friend Lynn is also from Perth. Maybe you know her. Perth, Australia. So this is an amazing little glimmer pen, and it's valued at $8. So that is your reward this month. You're going to love making everything sparkle and shimmer. So I will try to use that today. All right, I'm going to stand up here and we're going to get to work. So we have a new card template today, and it's super easy, as I said, and I think you're going to love it. I actually made too many samples, if you can believe it. So I hope you're ready. Hope you've got your feet up and you are ready to play. So I'm calling this template Stacked Rectangles. And that's because it has 4 rectangles and they're just layered one on top of the other. And so the supplies that you need are very, very simple. So you're going to need your card base, 5.5 by 8.5. And you are going to need 4 pieces of designer series paper, and they're all the same size. They're 1 1/4 by 2.5 inches. And so here are our 4. And so that is how they go here. And then you're going to need a focal point piece. And I'm going to make it with this size here just because this is a nice kind of generic size that you can put a lot of different images on or greetings. And so the basic white piece is 2.5 by 3.5, and then the mat is just 1/4 of an inch larger at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And so that's just gonna pop on there. That's it. It's so simple. So let's put this first one together, and then I'm going to show you different variations for this template. Okay, so I am using this Joy of Christmas paper because I still have lots of it, and it's so beautiful. I don't know what I'm waiting for to use it. So it's these pieces right here, and they're just delightful. They're perfectly colored for Christmas. There's plenty of this in the online store. So this is still available if you still need Christmas paper. I think it's great with these basic colors here. Basic Christmas colors. One of the colors in this paper is Pebbled Path. It's kind of the little outlines that you can see on the pieces that are kind of sketched. And so I picked Pebbled Path as my card base, and I kind of like it. So what you need to do when you have your 1 1/4 inch by 2 1/2 inch pieces is just figure out where you want them to go as far as the patterns, okay? And then you're going to start adhering them. Let's see, I think I wanted this one. I also have this one. I was trying to decide. I liked to bring in that little pop of brown. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so when you glue these down, you're going to glue the top and the bottom first, and you're going to leave 1/8 of an inch, or I guess I should say you should adhere it 1/8 of an inch from the edge. So you just have that tiny little border around the edge. And if you start at the top and then do the bottom, keeping that 1/8 of an inch, then the other two are going to fit. You just kind of figure out, you can kind of figure out where they're at and then glue them down. Hey Stephanie, I just showed your gorgeous stack cut and shuffle card. Thank you so much. Hey Jeannie. High 80s where you're at in Florida. Oh my goodness. That doesn't feel a lot like the fall around here, does it? Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of make those all the same, approximately. Okay, that's the hard part. So easy. All right, so now you've got this base right here. If you want to, you can do a little stamping over on the side. So I'm going to take the Christmas Classics that goes with this paper, and I'm just going to use this little sprig right here. And you're not going to see much of the stamping. It's just going to kind of peek out of the sides. So just put a couple over there, and that is Pebbled Path ink on Pebbled Path paper. All right, so now we're going to do our greeting, and I'm going to pick this greeting here because it's about the same size as this layered focal point here. But I'm going to just keep telling you probably too many times today that this piece right here, this focal point, can really be any size depending on what you are stamping. But I have been having fun playing with this Joy to Use stamp set, which is on page 21 of the mini catalog. And I've just kind of loved the different stacked greetings and how they're in different boldness. And they're really fun to use with markers. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to take all the colors that are in this paper. So I have Real Red, Pebbled Path, Old Olive, and Shaded Spruce. And I'm going to use my markers to ink my stamp. Yes, Melanie, I almost did get that stamp set just for that little spruce sprig or pine sprig. It's just perfect. But the greetings that are in that stamp set are really beautiful too. I love the greetings very, very much. All right, so I used Pebble Path there. I'm going to do the next 2 lines with Real Red. So if you haven't inked a stamp with your Stampin' Right markers before, these are just the water-based regular coloring markers, not the blends, which are alcohol markers. They have that beautiful brush tip on one side, which is great for coloring, but also it's designed to be able to ink your stamp. So if you want to make something multicolored like this, this is the way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to take Old Olive here. So I'm just kind of using it like a paintbrush. If you forgot about this marker technique, go get out your markers and play with this. It's so much fun. And then the last color is the Shaded Spruce. Markers ink a little differently than ink pads because the ink mixture that makes a marker is just different. But it still works. But one of the things that you have to do once you get everything inked, because now this is like hasn't dried yet, but this first color that I used has dried a little bit. So I'm going to just go over that one more time. But the way that you kind of reactivate that ink before you stamp is to just kind of, huff on it like you're cleaning your glasses. And that helps. So I'm going to center that. And then you've got your greeting in a bunch of different colors. Okay, so I'm going to attach this to the mat. So this was 2.5 by 3.5. And the mat is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay. I'm telling you, this one's so easy. Hello, Gwen. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. I got to scroll back so I can see who all said hi. So we're going to pop this guy up. Peg. Okay, so this is the basic template. It's very simple. So we're going to do 2 more versions of this, but we're going to, I'm going to just show you the variations that you can do and how you can step it up if this is too easy for you. Or, just if you prefer something that's a little bit more. Okay, so we're just going to kind of center that in between these so it kind of overlaps like that. And then we're going to add a little bit of the black and vanilla checked ribbon. Yes, Donna, this is your simple card. This is a great card to teach people how to stamp with or to make with with groups that are maybe a little bit older and they're just going to do some gluing and some simple stamping. Wendy. Hi, Marianne. I'm going to take a second here. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Marlene. That's my mom's name. Hi, Letty. Hi, Marianne. Lynn, hello. Lori, hello. Hey, Peggy and Becky. Hi, Sandy and Linda and Beth. Oh my goodness. Thank you everyone so much. Hi, Anne. And Kay, sorry, I'm going all the way back here. Hello, Trudy and Shelly and Wendy and Kathy. Awesome. All right, so here's our simple version of this template. Let's bring that little thing back in. All right, you ready to mix it up a little bit? Let me show you some other samples. I had a lot of fun with this little stamp set here. So this paper is the Merry, Bold, and Bright paper. So you get a totally different look, right, with your card, depending on what you like for your Christmas, type of, or holiday cards. And then this is the Garden Walk paper. Same exact template and layout. So each of these I've used 4 different pattern papers, but you can also use the same pattern paper, the same design, and just cut different, cut a 1 1/4 inch strip and then just cut it 2 1/2. You can also turn the template and make it a landscape card. And here I again use the same piece, right? And just turned it this way, but it's the same template. All right, so these are easy. And of course, you know what? This also looks really great. If you just have a lot of paper to use, you can just take that 1 1/4 inch strip all the way across. And it just makes a beautiful, simple card, and you get to use 4 different delicious patterns together, right? Hey, Lisa. Hi, Kathy. All right, so this is our simple version. So let's step it up a little bit. Put those over there. Okay, so for this second card, I'm going to start with a Starry Sky card base. And so on the template, one of the options is to have a 1 1/2 by 5 1/4 inch piece of cardstock, and that will fit over here in that little extra space. So if you want to add a little bit more, you can add this 1 1/2 by 5 1/4 inch piece. So we're going to use this piece, and we're going to just go ahead and emboss it to make it extra pretty. So let's do that right now. Okay, this is a 3D folder, so my sandwich is just the base, and then plate number 4, this gray one here. Okay, so we have our distressed tile. Oh my goodness, this one's so beautiful. All right, so we have those pieces. So for this one, we're going to do a couple things differently. And one is for our designer series paper, we're going to use a scene. We played with scenic paper last week in episode 104, and it was a lot of fun. And so this template also lends itself to using a scene. So on the template, there's just some ideas for choosing your designer series paper. So if you want to use a scenic piece and just cut it into 4 pieces, the size of the piece of designer series paper that you start with is 5 inches by 2.5. Okay, so I'm going to choose this piece right here. I want to get that tree. And so I am going to measure my 5 inches from here. So I'm just going to take a strip off the bottom so that I have that to use later. And then I'm going to measure my 2.5 inches. Okay, so these will just be saved for later. And now I'm going to cut those 4 pieces at 1 1/4 inch. Like that. Okay, so let's glue those onto our card. And again, I'm just going to leave 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to do the top and the bottom, and that will just help me space the middle ones easier. So before I put that one down, I'm just going to make sure that one is where I want it, and then that'll help me space those out. Well, they're not spaced perfectly. But the good news is the little scene kind of takes the show there, so you don't have to worry about it being perfect. I mean, if we worried about it being perfect all the time, then we would all stop doing this amazing hobby, because it doesn't always end up being perfect, does it? That's why it's crafting. Okay, so this piece, 1.5 by 5 1/4, just fits there perfectly, and you kind of get all those extra spaces around all the little spaces. If you space them exactly right, you get a nice little 1/8 inch border around and in between. Isn't that pretty? I love this one. Maybe because of the purples. All right, so I'm going to do something a little bit different with the focal point. Instead of using the rectangle, I'm going to show you just how you can put any focal point on there. And I'm going to use 2 pretty dies because we're kind of stepping this card up. And I'm going to use this piece here from the Nested Essentials because it looks so pretty, right kind of along this little space right here. And I'm going to layer behind it one of these stylish shapes that's a stitched circle. And so I already cut those 2 pieces out. And I just picked one of the other pieces of this designer series paper that had colors on the back that kind of coordinated with the colors that I have. So this paper is called Meandering Meadow, if you haven't seen it before. This was just released this week on the online store. So it isn't in a publication, it's just in the online store. And it's just these beautiful painted spring-like meadow scenes. And then on the back side, you've got some really pretty more subtle. So that this is the piece I used here. Lots of colors. Beautiful. That's right, Gwen. We'd have to get Hallmark cards if we wanted them to be perfect, but then who would enjoy that as much as a handmade card? Okay, so I'm going to pick, this is my new favorite greeting stamp set here, the Throughout the Year. It's got all those wonderful greetings, and then You Mean So Much to Me, which is just so delightful to stamp on everything. It's perfect for every occasion. It's kind of like a best wishes. And I'm going to use Starry Sky. And then we're just going to make a nice little focal point here by layering these together. So I'm going to kind of just put that kind of here and then space this one like that. And I found these two ribbons, Petal Pink and the Orchid Oasis. So I wasn't sure which one I would like. I think I like them both. That's a toughie. Let's put the circle down first, and then we can decide. This is the second. Let me make sure that's correct. Yes, this is the second largest circle in the Stylish Shapes, just in case you have this die set and you want to try to layer these together. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of my Seal Plus back there, and I'm just going to make a little folded ribbon. And then we'll pop this up. But I will put it on straight. Okay, a lot of you are saying that it is frozen. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to keep going, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to layer this on top like that, and then we'll add some sparkles. So I'm going to use the In Color Pearls. This is last year's In Colors. And we'll use these beautiful Starry Sky. Okay. Yes, I'm not sure what's happening on YouTube, but apparently Facebook is fine. Thank you for flipping over. So here is the finished version with different variations. So we have a different focal point instead of that rectangle, and we're using some scenery paper, and we've added this strip over here. So this is just a way that you can take the basic template and then just change some of the elements to create something even more interesting. Okay, so let's get ready here, because I've got, this is where I said I probably have too many samples to show you. Okay, so here's another one with some scenery and our favorite little deer. Okay, same with the strip on the side, embossed. Little focal point there. So much fun. And here's another piece. This is the Berry Christmas Designer Series paper. But it has a little bit of a scene on it, and so I just cut that apart. And then you can see that the focal point here is very different. It's a lot smaller. And then there's just some added extra elements. I don't know if you can see this or not because it's white, but I used the Wink of Stella on my polar bears. And that's how you use this pen. Anywhere you want it to shimmer, that's really hard to see on camera, but he's shimmery. Okay, so let's think a little bit differently here. One of the things that you can do is kind of go back to the basic template, but use one of the squares as the place for your greeting. So you can put a plain piece of cardstock in place of one of the Designer Series paper and then just add a little bit of embellishment. And so both of these cards is what I did. This is another one of those fun greetings. So this isn't embossed, it's just very simple papers. This paper is a walk in the forest, and then just a real simple embellishment. Here is the that beautiful shiny foiled snowflake paper. And then again, the greeting goes on a plain piece of cardstock there, and then you can just add a coordinating strip right there. So that's another idea. Here's another one with foiled paper. These are the joyful specialty paper, different kind of focal point on there. So definitely the main feature of this card is those coordinating papers, or how they work together. This is the Winter Meadow, I think it's called, paper. And again, I just created a focal point embossed on one of the Designer Series papers. Okay, I hope you're like, oh my goodness, I need to try this. Here's another horizontal version. So instead of putting them straight, I just put them kind of wonky. This Mary is just, if this is the one you're talking about, Cindy, this is just embossed white embossing powder on Lost Lagoon cardstock. So it's just shiny because of the white embossing powder. I kind of liked this little wonky one. And of course, here's another version of the basic card. You know, you've kind of seen this. I was just kind of had to use this greeting with almost everyone. Stamped on this piece here. And then lastly, here's another little focal point with the merriest trees and 4 different designer series papers. Okay, so, right, you can go nuts with these. I'm going to put these aside for a second because I've got one more to show you. Okay, so we are going to look at something that is not available yet. This is the Be Mine paper, and it's going to be in the next mini catalog. And demonstrators got to order it early if they had registered to go to an online event that is tomorrow on the 11th. And so I registered to go to On Stage, which is a demonstrator event. And one of the things that you could do was pre-purchase a bundle that they're going to use at the event. And it's one that's coming up in the catalog. So I thought I'd give you a sneak peek. And my eyes needed a break from Christmas paper. I needed to just look at something else. So this paper is going to be in the January to April mini catalog. It's called Be Mine. Clearly, you can tell bees. Miss Barb, who made me that album, is going to love this paper. Here's the back side. So it's kind of Valentine's-y, if that's a word. These cute little bees. And then there is a stamp set that will be available at the same time, and a punch. So this is a bundle. And let's see, there's embellishments. So this is what we could pre-order if we were going to be part of this event tomorrow. So I did. So I wanted to make one more card with some of these elements just to refresh our eyes from Christmas. All right, so this is another variation that you can do with this template. Is you can add a piece of trimmed card front. So this is 4 by 5 1/4 to fit onto your card base. And so on the template, it is right here, 4 by 5 1/4. So that's an option, another optional piece. And I'll show you kind of why or how you can use this and why it's kind of helpful. So I have these little pieces here that we're going to put on here. Look at that little honey. Oh my goodness. So cute. So this is the colors in this paper are Petal Pink and Sweet Sorbet. And Daffodil Delight. Okay, so let me pay attention to what I'm doing here. So when you use the 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece, you want to make sure that the top and the bottom are mounted right exactly to the edge of the cardstock. And if if you don't like not being even, like sometimes happens on here, then this might be the variation that you might enjoy making, because you can line up the edges with the edges of this trimmed quarter. Okay, so I'm adding a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4 to the card front. And then when I put the designer series paper on, I'm going to make sure that they meet the edges. Still going to leave an 1/8 inch in between the 4 pieces. Okay. I'm going to cover this piece with a piece of designer series paper too. And so you have to adjust this piece if you're going to try this. So usually the piece the strip that would go on the left-hand side here, 1.5 by 5 1/4, you're going to make that 1/8 of an inch smaller to 1 3/8 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to push that all the way to this edge, like that. Okay, so what this accomplishes, basically it's a little bit easier to line up, and we're going to emboss this piece to make it amazing. But then when you put it on the same color, so if your trimmed quarter and your card base are the same color, you get that beautiful even border all around your pieces, and you don't really have to worry about getting them straight. So let's emboss this, and I'm going to use this crosshatch design from the trio of embossing folders. So that kind of quilts all of those together so nicely. And it just adds a little bit of extra detail and texture to the card. Oh, those papers are so cute. You just need to plop a little greeting on there and it's all set. But let's play with something that you can get. This was released also this week. It's an online exclusive bundle called Fluffiest Friends. And I feel like this set is screaming birthdays and Valentines with these cute little critters. It comes with a bunch of dies. And I haven't even hardly played with it yet. So we're going to do it today. And we're going to stamp this bear because he's got some honey. So he needs to be part of this paper. To kind of make him coordinate with our card by doing his honey pot in the red and the yellow. So this is Sweet Sorbet. And then I'm just going to add some of the darker around the edges. Hi, Deb. I miss you. All right, there's our honey. I need a new Daffodil Delight. And then we're going to add some petal pink to our bear. On his little bits here. And we will make him crumb cake because that is just perfect little bear color. So the alcohol markers are really easy to use if you haven't used them before. There's a light and a dark, so you can blend, and I usually start with the light and then go darker. And then I flip back to the light to blend. Okay, so there's the light crumb cake. And then we'll take the dark, and we're just gonna follow all the little edges where somebody has already told me where those need to be kind of shaded. Smart little artist. Anywhere that there might be a shadow. And then you go back with the light and you just kind of blend that in, move that dark color around until you can't see those lines. Yay, Cheryl has the first card made already. Oh, I can't wait for you to post it so I can see what papers you picked. He's cute, right? Oh my goodness. I don't like to spend too much time coloring, so I do it pretty quickly. But if you can take your time as well, and it's a delightful activity. Okay, so we're going to make a little focal point for this guy, and I thought I had cut it out, but I didn't, so let me just do that really quickly. I'm going to use the this rectangle right here, going back to the rectangle part of the template. So I need to measure here. That was silly. 2 1/4 by 3 3/8. Okay, so I'm just making a piece that's going to fit inside my rectangle. So you don't necessarily need to know this because this is just specific to this card here. Okay, so we are going to put this on the card front. I want a little bit of yellow, and so I'm going to use my blending brush and just create a little bit of a border around the outside to help this blend into the frame that I'm putting it on. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. So I just want a little bit of that. This is mostly pink and red, but I want a little bit of yellow. So we'll glue this onto our little stitched rectangle here. All right, so I already used a die and I cut out the bear, so he's going to go on our focal point, and it always gets to the last card and then chaos. Okay, so we're going to use these little bees since we have a bee theme going on here. And then we're going to use a greeting from the new stamp set that you can't get yet, but I love this. You Make My Heart Buzz. He's just too cute. And looks pretty pleased with himself and his little honey, just like Winnie the Pooh. So I'm going to take the Wink of Stella. Again, you probably won't be able to see this on camera, but I would want those little wings on the bees to be a little glimmery, and then I'm going to make the honey have some shimmer too. You can go crazy with this stuff. Anybody else needed a little eye refresh from working with holiday papers like me? I just had to indulge myself in this little card just to get some different colors. All right, so we're going to take some of these new embellishments. Oh my goodness, like hearts and flowers. Again, these won't be available till January. And since this little paper has these little white flowers, I'm going to take one of the little white flowers, stick that right there on the little honey jar. So cute. I cannot wait to use more of those, but I'm just gonna savor them and look at them right now and use that little one. Okay, so here is another variation of the template where we added an extra piece of 4 by 5 1/4 to help us align and glue on the designer series paper. And then we embossed the whole thing with an embossing folder. And we put that cute bear in there. I can't look away from him. He's so cute. All right. What do you think? So let's bring back our cards and zoom out and just take a look. Got our card template, which you will find on my blog post. It's going to post after this video, in probably within an hour after the video is done. You can download this and see all the card samples from today. So we've got our basic card template. I'm telling you, I made too many samples, but I had the time to do it because I got to go on a little craft retreat last week, and I had my Christmas paper with me, so I went nuts, and I just tried it with all the different papers. So you've got the basic template if you want to use a rectangle for your focal point, or pick whatever you want for the focal point, and create a little cluster. This would be a great template to go all out and you do a focal point cluster on. You can use one of the squares for a greeting. You can use your scenery paper. And, oh, I forgot to show you the last sample. How could I do that? This was the last one. I used a tag instead of a rectangle for the focal point. And again, I put it on the 4 by 5 1/4, and then I embossed it all with the beautiful painted texture to make it look like loveliness. So yeah, you can do so much with this template, and I hope that you dive right in, pull out your paper, find some papers that coordinate, and make one of these or 30 of them. So if you haven't already, I have a Facebook group called Robin's Really Super Stampers, and we share what we create on that Facebook group and cheer each other on. So you can find a link to that in the description box. You will also find a link to the blog post where you can find the PDF. I always forget to say that, but it's all connected. So if you go to reallyrobinstamps.com, you can find a whole page of card templates. This is number 20, so there's 19 other ones. You can find a resource library that has all the PDFs for anything I've ever done. And I hope that you take advantage of that because it's free. And I offer it to you so that you can be able to, make a bunch of cards and try new things and learn and all that good stuff. So I'm going to read some of the comments, and I just thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that you go and you make a lot of cards. Thank you, Karen. Here's the host code. The host code is also always in the description box, and it's on my blog with a link to it. So that's where that is right there. Sarah, send me an email and I can get you all hooked up to everything. I know, the bees. Oh my goodness. Good. Barb, I'm so glad you ordered the sweet. When I saw it, I thought of you too. Thank you, Susan. Gwen likes the tag focal point cluster. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Susie. Jeannie's gonna go nuts. Good. Please make me feel better and go nuts with this template. I had a lot of fun, and I still I haven't pulled out any. I haven't made a birthday card yet with this template, so I want to make a couple birthday cards. Susan loves the embossing on the solid cardstock on the side. I did too. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Lynn. Hi, Cheryl. Yes, this template is just so basic. You can do all kinds of things with it. Thank you, Letty. Sandy likes the vertical ice bear card. Yay! Yeah, I would never make you try to pick your favorite from all of these because I certainly can't. Yes, Wendy, use up that DSP. All right, sorry about the issue with YouTube today. Thanks for switching over to Facebook, and this video will be obviously posted and you can watch it again when YouTube shapes up. So thank you so much. I appreciate all the time you spend with me, and until next time, bye.